Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Around South Jersey. My special guest is one of the nicest gentlemen you'll find in this area, and it is none other than Bart Feldman. Bart, how are you?
I'm wonderful. Thank you for having me.
My pleasure. I'll tell you, I wanted to start off the program talking about a unique thing that Bart does when it comes to the class reunions. I just had a class reunion, and Bart sent out one of your photographers. And what is really neat is they do the class reunion shot of everybody. But instead of having to wait a week to go back to TNF and pick up your picture, they do it immediately there. And before you leave, the picture's done, and you just pay for it right there.
That's right.
Very nice.
Some of the reunions build it into the price of the reunion. Some of them do it, if they want the picture or not. But what we're capable of taking the pictures right there, doing a quick edit, and then printing out 8x10 images for all the graduates or families or whoever wants one right on the spot, so that you go home with the photograph, which I think is a lot nicer than having to have it mailed to you or some other way. Because more often than not, you don't get it, you don't take the time to go look for it, and then that picture is just not happening.
Yeah, it really worked out very nicely. I didn't know that was one of the services. Then I saw you at Larry Pepper's testimonial. Is that another thing you usually do too?
Yeah, we shoot the Guidance Center's pictures every year. We've been doing that for a number of years. There's a number of both agencies and corporations where we shoot their events on a regular basis. So we're out, whether it's myself, my brother, or any of our staff. We're all over the place a lot, especially this time of year. This is the busiest time of year for us between all of those events, the corporate events, the hospital events, the college events, and then, of course, all the middle schools, the elementary schools, and so forth.
Busy.
Yes,
Which
is a good thing. You work really hard to get to this point, so I'm doing anything but complaining about being busy. I actually love it.
How many years?
October was 75 years.
Well, you don't look a day over 55. That was Dad started that.
That was Dad started that. That's correct. I've been there since 1976, so it's like 47 years.
Okay.
Which is a fair amount of time.
And you're telling me you're getting your master's degree.
Yes, I decided it was a bucket list thing, so I decided to go back and get my MBA, which I'm just having so much fun.
Where are you going?
William Patterson.
Oh, no kidding. Yeah. It's funny. That's the college I got accepted at, along with Glassboro. And I ended up going to Glassboro, but it's nice up there.
Nothing wrong with Glassboro, nothing wrong with Stockton or any of the schools that are close by, but because I deal with them, I figured I wanted a little anonymity.
Yes, gotcha.
So, I looked at it and I said, you know what? It's online anyway, so I don't have to go to class.
To go, for sure. Yeah.
But we did sort of bond with some of the other students along the way, and then after we take the class, we all get together.
Oh, that's
so
nice.
The first time we met in Patterson, and the last time it was in Princeton, and we just have fun. The only real difference is that in most cases I have socks older than these other students.
Oh, hanging around with young kids.
Well, they're young kids to me, but they have families of their own. They have their own kids. But it's just funny when they're talking, when did you graduate? Yeah,
I don't want to tell everybody when I graduated. My class reunion. It was funny. I was the master of ceremonies for my class reunion. And unfortunately, my class people were in their 70s, and there was no microphone. So they couldn't even hear what I was saying. The poor guy across the table couldn't even hear me. I thought, okay. The other thing they kept pushing us to do was to have it while it's still light out. So I started it at 5 o'clock in September, figuring those that can't drive at night can move at 7. So, you sort of have to change it up a little bit for the elderly.
Believe me, I understand. I understand. I'm not that far away from you, so I know.
Yeah, but we had a great time, and it certainly was nice having your photographer there. And that's something that I've got every single class reunion photograph. And in honesty, Dale Wetstein did them for years for us from Millville. And then, of course, Dale passed away, and it's been nice to have TNF cameras.
Well, we're hopeful that next year we will be beginning to photograph some of the Millville schools as well.
I'm sure you will, because I'm friendly with the superintendent of schools, and you certainly care, and you do sponsor, and you care about the community. In fact, I thank you, Bart, sponsoring election night tomorrow night, along with Mintz Insurance Agency. And Nick Aselda and I will be doing the election starting at 9 o'clock, and we hope you'll join us for that as well.
Well, one of the things that we like to do is we like to become part of the fabric of the school in these particular cases, so that they know us, we know them, we have a good idea of what they want, so that for them it's just an easier process. They're not worried about, is there going to be someone to cover the event? For example, Lakeside Middle School right now, we're doing a lot of work with. Friday, we brought in, and we're going to talk about that a little bit more, but there's a photographer who over the years, he and I have become very friendly. He's from Boston. He is a photojournalist, but at his level, he photographs all the national people.
Wow.
All of them. I think his first president where he was on the White House staff was Reagan.
Wow.
And, been on Air Force One, photographed all the presidents in the Oval Office. And then the countless number of movie personalities and vocal personalities. And he comes down once a year, once every 18 months, and he does a workshop for us and teaches. Well, whenever he comes down, because we've become friendly over the years, I take him to another school. This year we took him to Lakeside.
Oh, that's nice.
And he talked to about 100, 150 people, 150 of the students, about what he does. He shows us pictures. He tried to keep it contemporary enough so they would recognize the people that he was showing them.
Right. Yeah.
And it was very interesting. And then Saturday and Sunday, we spent all day at the Palace of Depression in Vineland shooting.
Yeah.
And there are pictures that we'll see shortly with that. And then Sunday, the new outdoor studio that we have. Studio in the woods.
To see that. Yeah.
It's just so much fun, and it's evolving. So it's really going a lot further than we expected to date, and a year from now it will be even that much further again. So it's a lot of stuff that's happening, that's going on, that's keeping it really exciting photographically, which is really what we want. We want to give the people an opportunity to take pictures correctly, whether they're using their cell phone, their tablets, or what we would consider a real camera. Mm-hmm. And in most cases, as good as the cell phones are, there's things you cannot do with a cell phone that you can actually do with a camera. And those are the kinds of things that we'll show. But in the same light, we even teach a course on cell phone photography. So we understand that there's, those people who are never going to do anything but pull that phone out of their pocket.
Yeah,
so
it's very convenient. We're talking with Bart Feldman from T&F Camera Shop. When we come back, we're going to take a look at some of the footage that we shot of the different places that Bart has the ability to take you, and you can do some shooting. It'll be very interesting. We'll be back right after these messages.
At Mintz Insurance, we're proud to have been serving our customers for nearly 80 years, offering 30 different insurance products for your auto, home, and business. And to help ensure that you're getting the best rates possible, we give you up to 3 quotes for every policy, so you can choose what's right for you. At Mintz, we're part of the community, local representatives, supporting events, and proud of it. It's part of who we are. Mintz Insurance. Call today and find out how we can help you save on insurance, or visit us at mintzinsurance.com.
In Cumberland County, let's recycle right. We recycle cardboard, paper, aluminum, tin, and plastics number 1 and 2. Look for the 3-arrow triangle usually on the bottom of the plastic container. The number in the center determines the plastic number. Remember to recycle only number 1 and 2 plastics. Plastic bags, plastic film, hoses, and wires are not recyclable. They can damage sorting equipment and create hazardous working conditions. Don't trash our future. Do the right thing. Remember, reduce, reuse, and recycle.
Complete Care Health Network has some big news to share with you.
We're here opening more locations and offering more services every day,
including our newest locations on Pearl Street in Brixton and High Street in Millville.
We're here with convenient, high quality, and accessible healthcare services all under one roof.
We're here just a call or an email away.
We're here to provide compassionate care for you and your family.
We're here and we're ready when you are.
Complete Care Health Network, ready when you are.
It's Christmas time and time for Christmas photos of the kids and grandkids. Join us on November 24th, 25th, and 26th, or on December 9th and 10th. Join us at T&F Camera for your personal photo with Santa Claus. You can also make an appointment for one of our mini photo sessions at one of our special Christmas scenes. Call 856-691-5328. It all happens at T&F Camera, Vineland, New Jersey.
More than a century ago, General Tire was born, right here in America. Since then, we've made a name for ourselves by making tires you can depend on. Tires built to handle any road this country can throw at them, and relied on by every kind of driver. So you know that no matter where life takes you, with General Tire, anywhere is possible.
Welcome back to Around South Jersey. Jim Quinn along with Bart Feldman from T&F Camera Shop. And Bart's got some neat places that you can go get some pictures taken. And Bart, how will they go about that? They come to your shop and then you go out with them?
Yeah, essentially they'll, like any other portrait sitting with any studio that you do, you'll make an appointment for that. The only time that's going to be different is we have 5 days set aside when Santa's going to be visiting us.
Oh, great.
So we actually have a authentic sleigh that's going out, and the whole place will be decorated and lit up, and Santa will be there. There will be hot chocolate and food available for the kids as well. Some of it, if they're getting Santa pictures, will actually come with the photograph. We will be printing the photographs on site.
Oh, that's super.
So right there where we have it, essentially in the back of our parking lot, in the back of the store, you can't really see it, but on the far right, there's an entryway. And then during the spring and summer, there's a field of wildflowers. Well, where those wildflowers would be spring and summer is where Santa's going to be. So, and then there's another row of trees, and behind that is where all the other stuff is that we're going to see some pictures of. Makes it like this.
Here we
This
go.
is our Model A Ford. This was just shot yesterday.
Wow.
So we had models when Rick was there teaching the workshop. We had models because of the Model A. We dressed them into the Roaring '20s theme, among other things, and the photographers learned how to light them, do pictures. This is not just a snapshot. This is an actual photograph. And there's virtually no editing on any of these.
Wow.
We have a spiral staircase in the woods. Everybody should have a spiral staircase in the woods. So we have one. We put a model on it, and of course we're lighting it to show. Again, our Model A. This is the black and white. Another one of our models. Now this is a very flowing red dress, which I believe we'll see again in another photograph in another different location. Again, another location, a different scene. This is all on my property.
Oh, okay.
So we're not really going very far to do any of this. This is that same, or virtually the same
red,
photograph,
yeah.
just in color. So you can get an idea of all the different types of photographs you can do, whether it be children or families. This is a industrial grade swing set. This swing set.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
The way it's lit, it's very dark, even though this is the middle of the day when we
right
shot
of the woman, you could see the seat. Yeah.
Yeah. The seat is coffee table furniture style. Here you can see we're using the smoke to light up the front of the Model A. But that...
Where did you get the Model A?
Ron Rossi.
Oh, no kidding.
I was talking to Ron at a hospital event I was photographing. This is Rick Friedman, the guy in the gray hair.
Okay.
He is the extremely talented photographer who travels the world.
Wow.
Next to him is actually a photography teacher from Lakeside Middle School.
Oh, that's good.
And then that's one of her students standing next to her. But we had middle school students, high school students, professional photographers, teachers, all there learning how to do pictures.
That's great.
So it was a lot of fun. You can see how you can see the lights, the umbrella that we're using, and how he's actually metering the exposure. That's that little device in his right hand, and explaining how you get the light reading so that everybody is balanced because you can't have more light on one person than you do the other, and you've got 3 or 4 feet distance between them. So there is technique that is involved in getting images like this. And it's just a lot of fun, especially if you like taking pictures of people. Now, this is in the Palace of Depression.
Oh, okay.
So in this particular hallway...
Is that open now?
No.
Okay.
It was open for me, but
right.
Not to the public yet. There is window light above her head, which is lighting this. I believe there's another image. This is still just a different pose in the same area.
This Palace of Depression also?
Palace of Depression also. High school principal, high school student, or elementary school principal, high school student standing there, and I'm not sure who's taking the pictures at this point. Again, Palace of Depression. The young lady on the far left, she is a cinematographer, and she entered a contest for a 10-minute movie for NASA and is one of the finalists.
Wow, that's fantastic.
She finds out on the 19th of November whether she won or not, which is really exciting.
Yeah, that is fantastic.
Yeah.
Now, the guy there, is he the one that shot all the presidents?
Yes.
Wow.
And he is as down to earth as you can't imagine. You know, you would never know it talking to him because he doesn't brag about it. But if you call up his website, it's just picture after picture.
Wow, that is cool.
Yeah.
Did he get Donald Trump?
He did. In fact, he shot him last week.
Okay.
Though I will say that he and Mr. Trump do not get along.
Well, then he's one of my friends. It's funny.
This is inside. This is lit. This is a different hallway from before. So it's lit a little bit different, a different model, but you can see how narrow those walkways are. That place is really amazing. This is a staircase.
Wow.
That is in there. 3 of our models are on the staircase. The only area we were not allowed to use was the upstairs, simply because they don't have railings yet.
Right.
So, which was fine. There was so much in and around the place. We could have spent a week photographing in there and not done it justice.
Wow.
You know, we only have, X amount of time.
That is unbelievable. I've never seen the inside of the Palace of Depression. I've gone by it many times, but that is really...
And they're working on it. It's probably something that'll never be completed, but they're working on it so that they can eventually open it up to the public, charge admission, and make it a tourist attraction as it was, all those years ago.
Who was the fella that was behind that?
Kirchner.
That's
Kevin
it.
Kirchner.
Kevin Kirchner. He passed away.
He passed away, and then his son took it over, and he passed away.
Oh, gee. Wow.
Now there's Youth Court is handling it now.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. So they're still working, and, they rely a lot on donations and that type of thing and volunteer help in order to do that because they're reclaiming. Everything they're using is reclaimed from somewhere else.
Oh, okay.
So they're not going out and buying anything. People will demolish houses. The contractors don't know what to do with the bricks and the rocks, and they just bring it in, dump it, and they clean it and use it.
So you mentioned the Model A or whatever that Ron Rossi gave you? Yeah,
well, what happened was I ran into Ron at a hospital event that I was photographing.
Okay.
And I told him about the pickup truck that we have. It's a 1938 International Harvester pickup truck. And he said, bring it over. My guys will make it run for you. I said, Ron, I don't need it to run. I just need it to sit there and look good. He said, in that case, I have a Model A Ford you can have.
Oh, wow.
So I took it under the conditions that if we don't use it for pictures, it goes back to his family because it's his truck. But we had it clear-coated so that it won't rust any more than it is.
Oh, that's good.
We put a roof on it.
Wow.
And we've secured it so it can't go anywhere.
Oh, that's good.
And it's just a fabulous prop.
It sure is.
For taking pictures. I mean, it's one of the more popular things that are back there.
Yeah, you don't see them very often.
No, and to have the ability to just walk out my back door and take pictures. What we haven't talked about, and I don't think I even sent a photograph of, the back wall of the building is now a graffiti wall.
You were telling me you were going to do that.
Yeah, well, I did it. It's completely done. And the graffiti artist was hysterical. He says now that he has children, he only does graffiti legally.
That's good. Glad to hear that. You won't go to jail. That's interesting.
But it gives us another type of photography that you can do. You know, you get the younger kids. You want that more of a grunge kind of a look. We photographed a young man who rode his motorcycle to his senior pictures.
Oh, that's cool.
So we just took him right around the back of the building and did a whole series of photographs using the graffiti wall.
That's neat.
Yeah,
now,
it's
the building you own. The sub shop's on one side, you're on the other, but you own that whole building, right?
Correct.
So the whole back wall is there too.
Yeah, the whole thing is mine.
So it's not just half.
Correct. I can't really put it on the front or the side because then it would be termed advertising.
I see.
But nobody can see it from the back.
Right.
So who am I advertising to? The birds?
Yeah.
The deer that are back there?
Yeah.
So I don't think anybody will bother me because I painted the back wall.
That is really a neat idea.
Yeah.
Neat concept for sure.
I kept looking at it, and we're putting a trailer system in the back so that we can store stuff and all. We have to lock it up, and I'm thinking, well, I got to paint it. I got to do something so I can use it photographically. And every time I keep walking to the back of the building, this wall is just. And then it dawned on me, why don't I just paint the wall?
Yeah.
And that's what we did. So we actually have 3 separate scenes tied together.
And who did all the painting?
Actually, my nephew.
No kidding.
Yeah, he's a graffiti artist from
that's super.
California, and he's just really good. So I
thought maybe Michael did it.
No, Michael. You know Michael too well.
I enjoy Michael, and your wife and your daughter, and your one daughter's in financial.
One is a certified financial planner.
Right. Yeah, she's on the Complete Care Board of Directors with me.
Yes,
she's the financial advisor that we have, which is great. You have another daughter?
I have another daughter. She's the athletic trainer at Vinyl High School.
Wow, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, and it makes it easier because when I go to shoot the sporting events at school, I can hang out in the training room.
Yeah.
You know, I can drop my gear and go.
That's nice.
But
really
she was taping up some freshman field hockey players. And the reason I'm standing there while she's taping them is because instead of walking out to the game that she's going to cover, she was going to ride me in the gator, which just makes it a lot easier than schlepping all the equipment. So we're kind of talking, and she turns around. I said something. She turns around and she says, "If you say that again, I'm going to restrict all your grandparent privileges."
Oh, okay.
So one of the other students looks at another student and says, "How is she going to restrict his his things?" And then my daughter continues to say, "I'm going to reset the alarm codes in your house so you can't get in." And they were completely befuddled.
Sure.
So she had to explain the relationship there.
That's cute. We're talking with Bart Feldman from T&F Camera Shop. We'll be back with more to talk about T&F Camera right after these messages.
More than a century ago, General Tire was born. Right here in America. Since then, we've made a name for ourselves by making tires you can depend on. Tires built to handle any road this country can throw at them, and relied on by every kind of driver. So you know that no matter where life takes you, with General Tire, anywhere is possible.
In South Jersey, we do things our own way. We say things out loud, face things head on, and never back down. And that's how we fight cancer. With the most advanced diagnostics, leading-edge technology, and a team of doctors who know how to treat your cancer. And most importantly, we do it right here at the Frank and Edith Scarpa Cancer Center, Vineland, and the Leading Edge Cancer Center, Mullica Hill.
The most important decisions a family can make are usually made around the kitchen table. At DeMarco Luisi Funeral Home, we believe pre-planning and the difficult decisions you face with the loss of a loved one should also be made around the comfort of a table, like a family. Our friendly, kind, and compassionate staff is committed to helping you get through this most difficult time. In your time of need, trust DeMarco Luisi Funeral Home, Vineland.
It's Christmas time and time for Christmas photos of the kids and grandkids. Join us on November 24th, 25th, and 26th, or on December 9th and 10th. Join us at T&F Camera for your personal photo with Santa Claus. You can also make an appointment for one of our mini photo sessions at one of our special Christmas scenes. Call 856-691-5328. It all happens at T&F Camera, Vineland, New Jersey.
Welcome back to T&F Camera Shop's special program. And I wanted to know, George, if you could replay the commercial. This tells you about the Christmas function that's coming up. And Santa will be there and the dates. And
the dates, as he's bringing up the commercial, is Black Friday weekend. So it'll be Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And then 2 weeks later on that Saturday and Sunday, I think it's the 9th and the 10th of December. So what's happening is all of the stuff in the studio in the woods will be decorated and lit up. We'll have our horse-drawn sleigh will be out there. There'll be a Christmas facade out there as well. So there'll be cutouts. It's going to be a real festive event and an opportunity to get pictures with Santa immediately. Almost like with the mall, except that it's going to be a little bit more authentic because you're actually outside sitting in a real sleigh,
right?
Which is a little bit different than what you would get in the mall stores. Plus, typically the pricing is a lot less. And don't get me wrong, I'm
Christmas
not trying to
time,
sell
and
the price.
time-
We just don't charge the same way.
And here you see the commercial.
Yeah,
folks,
here's the
they're saying.
commercial.
24th, 25th, 26th from 10:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m.
And the 9th and the 10th, the same hours. Then they can also do mini sessions where we'll go and spend more time photographing them on the trucks, on the swings, the graffiti wall. So you'll have
I see
more
the graffiti
options
wall.
to do. It just depends what the individuals are looking for. For the mini sessions, however, they really want to make an appointment with that because we're going to assign a photographer to them.
I see.
It's not just show up and boom. They'll take some time. And they'll pose them, they'll get it all set up. The lights are different because every family is a little different, so the lighting is going to be a little different.
So should they make a reservation?
For the mini sessions, yes.
Okay.
For Santa, they don't have to. For Santa, they can just come.
I got you. And there's going to be hot chocolate and stuff?
There's going to be hot chocolate, there'll be hot dogs, there'll be all kinds of stuff.
That's good.
Which will be available for them. With the picture packages at both the mini sessions and for Santa, there is a food coupon that comes with it. So they can just redeem the coupon. It's part of the package, which we thought would be a nice extra. We don't know what the weather's going to be. It could be really cold, so hot chocolate would be good.
Yeah.
Coffee, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And of course, that's all coming from Jersey Juries.
Boy, they make the best subs.
They do. They do a really good job.
Boy, they do. They're amazing. How long have they been there now?
11 years.
Okay.
Yeah, because they came in a year after we relocated to this building.
And
so I think it's 11 years.
That's when you left Landis Avenue?
No, we were further south, about a mile down the road, left-hand side. It's a car dealer now. There was a greenhouse.
Oh, yes, I remember.
We were there for 10 years.
Going there, sure. Yeah.
And then...
Yes, I do remember that. I used to come visit you there.
Yeah, we had... we did all those commercials there. We'd stand by the back door.
Yeah, that's right. That worked out well. So.
It did. I mean, we've been doing this kind of thing for a very long time, regardless of what building we've been in, whether it's been at the buildings or here. So
it's good.
It's a good thing we're not getting old.
Thank God. No. I'll tell you what, it's unbelievable. Time flies, doesn't it?
It does.
It really does. It goes by quickly.
What I find really funny is that because we have some younger people that are in the business now, and they're both really talented, really smart, but they're asking a lot of the questions that I used to ask, and it's almost like that deja vu moment. We said, wait a minute, I'm on the wrong side of this question. I can remember asking my father or the other more senior people in the business at the time, and now they're asking me. And what's really strange is I know the answers.
Yeah. Well, you're a pretty bright guy.
I don't know about that, but some of the cameras that they talk about as being old cameras, I remember when they were introduced. It's been a long time for some of this stuff. And photography, as much as it stayed the same, it has changed. Just the whole thing has changed. Point and shoot cameras, for the most part, don't exist anymore. It's all cell phone.
Yeah.
Video cameras don't exist anymore. It's almost all cell phone, unless you get to this level.
Wait, speaking of this level, it's interesting. In let's see, it must have been 75, I guess. I started here in this building, and I was leasing the channel from from Heron here, Teleprompter in Vineland and Bridgeton. And I brought in the first color cameras ever into Cumberland County, because the stations before that all did black and white. So the interesting factor was the 2 color cameras were Sony's, and one was about $5,500 and the other was $6,500. These 5 now, which are 10 times better quality and everything else, probably aren't much more than $10,000 for all 5 of them.
Right.
So the prices come down, as it has with TV and a lot of electronics. And these are high definition. And the other thing I have to tell you, folks, we have high definition cameras, but we're on channel 22. So channel 22 is a standard definition channel. So if you go to YouTube or Facebook, you'll see a better quality, because that takes the HD cameras.
Yeah, and I bet those early cameras in 1975 had trouble with the color red.
They did, and we had to light the heck out of the place too to try to get those. They were, I don't know, probably ended up buying one from you guys, but it was interesting how times have changed and how the equipment has changed, and to the better, obviously. I mean, who would have dreamed we'd have these cell phones? I mean, is there anything you can't do with a cell phone? It's just absolutely amazing. Talk to Siri, you can do anything and everything and take pictures. I can't take a picture to save my soul, so you don't want me to take a picture. I remember my former wife, we were in a bird sanctuary or something. She had a bird on her arm, and I take a picture and I don't show the bird. She has her arm out like this. I said, okay, Quinn, you are not a photographer. In fact, I'll tell you what, I worry about me. If I couldn't talk, I don't know what I do. I have no ability. Honestly, I can't pound it. I did teach, though, and I was a speech therapist, so that ability I had, but I can't do anything. I can't fix anything. I can't even pound a nail.
Well, I have the can't fix anything problem as well.
Really? I admired you. Jeez, no. I thought you were a lot better than me.
No. I didn't get that gene. I can organize. I can set things up. I am very organized, and putting this thing on this past weekend, it's a lot. When you're arranging for all the people to come in. We had one gentleman who drove up from Virginia, and then we had other people from around the area, and of course the southern part of the state come up for the workshop. But getting it all organized and getting Rick down from Boston and dealing with all the schedules and the hotels and all that, that I can do. But nail something or measure something, forget it. I'm just beyond me.
Do you know Ed Roth?
Sure.
He's a great guy.
Yeah, he is.
He has the hotels. That's why.
Yeah.
He used to have the Denny's, but he got out of the food business.
Yeah.
But I saw him at a fundraising event we went to for the Patriot Fund, and a couple hundred people. John Ruga and Lori Ruga held it over at their place, not Spirit Walls now, it's Northeast Precast, and it was wonderful. The Marine who spent 23 years in the Marine Corps talked about how horrible war is, and all the Patriot funds go to help the veterans that have problems and things like that. So that was a very, very nice event. And that's where I saw Ed Roth. Ed was there as well.
Well, they own the property next to me.
Yes, they did. Because what was that called?
Something Entertainment.
Yeah, right. That's right. It was.
Yeah,
I do remember.
They still own it. I don't think they've sold it yet, but
yeah.
I think they're trying to either sell and or lease it.
Yeah. It's a shame that the Denny's in Millville closed up. And then also the Bennigan's on Delsey Drive, he sold or leased that to another company. So it was then called something else.
Yeah, and they closed.
Yeah, they closed. So we lost those two facilities. But I know one place that you and I and Jan have been, one of my sponsors.
Queen Diner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Queen Restaurant in Vineland. If you haven't been to the Queen Restaurant, folks, it is beautiful. Honestly,
It is very nice. They do a really good job.
Oh, it's super. And now, listen to this. 2 platters for $30. And I love their turkey and their stuffing and their vegetable. But with that, you get super salad, entree, vegetable, and a dessert for $15. I mean, that is a great price. It really is. And the food is very good. Now, I will tell you, you're not going to get steak. You're not going to get lobster for the $30 menu for the 2 people. But there's quite a few items on there, a lot of pasta items, too, that you can have. But what's your favorite? What do you like?
Well, I actually like what you introduced me to, the chicken pot pie.
Oh, isn't that great?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh, yeah. That is good. That's, I think, Wednesdays. That's
Yes.
delicious.
Yeah. In fact, I was there last week, and I ran into Mayor Finucci.
Yeah. And Mayor Finucci and I do a show from the Queen Diner. So he not only does the show, but he goes and has his meals there as well.
Yeah, well, he was there with his daughter.
That's nice. Queen Restaurant, I should say. Yeah. Queen Diners in Millville. Queen Restaurant. Yilmaz Kankel is the owner. Great staff. They do a wonderful job. And if you're looking for an inexpensive place to go for dinner, $30 for 2 people, the Queen. And that is honestly super salad, entree, vegetable, and a dessert, all for $15.
You know, it's funny because when I took Rick, the photographer who was down this weekend, out to dinner while he was here, and he was amazed at how inexpensive everything costs in comparison because he lives right in downtown Boston.
Ooh, yeah.
He says you couldn't even go to McDonald's for what we're paying. You know, it's all relative to where you are.
Yeah, that's true. It's very expensive in the big cities. That's for darn sure. We're talking with Bart Feldman of TNF Camera Shop. You see the TNF, www.tnfwebsite.com. You can go there and look and see all the great things they have going on. And don't forget the Christmas special coming up for the kids. They'll love that. And we'll be back with more in just a moment.
It's Christmas time and time for Christmas photos of the kids and grandkids. Join us on November 24th, 25th, and 26th, or on December 9th and 10th. Join us at T&F Camera for your personal photo with Santa Claus. You can also make an appointment for one of our mini photo sessions at one of our special Christmas scenes. Call 856-691-5328. It all happens at T&F Camera, Vineland, New Jersey.
New Jersey Motorsports Park. Experience the adrenaline rush of go-karting on our challenging tracks, with arrive and drive sessions, available for all skill levels. Looking for something even more daring? Try your hand at axe throwing, and see if you can hit the bullseye. After a day of excitement, relax at the Finish Line Pub Restaurant, and enjoy delicious food and drinks. Group experiences are also available, so bring your friends and family. For an unforgettable adventure, visit njmp.com to learn more and book your experience today.
Complete Care Health Network has some big news to share with you.
We're here opening more locations and offering more services every day,
including our newest locations on Pearl Street in Brixton and High Street in Millville.
We're here with convenient, high-quality, and accessible healthcare services all under one roof.
We're here just a call or an email away.
We're here to provide compassionate care for you and your family.
We're here and we're ready when you are.
Complete Care Health Network. Ready when you are.
At Mintz Insurance, we're proud to have been serving our customers for nearly 80 years, offering 30 different insurance products for your auto, home, and business. And to help ensure that you're getting the best rates possible, we give you up to 3 quotes for every policy, so you can choose what's right for you. At Mintz, we're part of the community, local representatives, supporting events, and proud of it. It's part of who we are. Mintz Insurance. Call today and find out how we can help you save on insurance, or visit us at mintzinsurance.com.
In Cumberland County, let's recycle right. We recycle cardboard, paper, aluminum, tin, and plastics number 1 and 2. Look for the 3-arrow triangle usually on the bottom of the plastic container. The number in the center determines the plastic number. Remember to recycle only number 1 and 2 plastics. Plastic bags, plastic film, hoses, and wires are not recyclable. They can damage sorting equipment and create hazardous working conditions. Don't trash our future. Do the right thing. Remember, reduce, reuse, and recycle.
Welcome back to Around South Jersey. Bart Feldman of TNF Camera Shop is my guest. And Bart, you have a lot of things that you offer to people at TNF Camera Shop, and I know one is a photo class.
Yeah, well, people know us. A lot of different people know us a lot of different ways. Some people know us strictly for doing portraits. Some know us for just doing weddings and events. Some know us for just buying cameras, and they really don't know about all the other things that we do. So typically, if it's photography, we're doing it, and that includes teaching. We spend a lot of time teaching. For quite a number of years, as an enrichment program, I was teaching over at what was Cumberland County College.
Right, yeah.
Michael still teaches at Atlantic Cape.
Oh, that's super.
Virtually the entire year.
Wow.
It's an enrichment program, and he loves doing it. And the students, typically they sell out to see them.
Wow, that's
so
great.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
It really is good. It also gets them out of the office, which is great for me.
Yeah.
So
yes,
everybody's happy.
Get them out of your hair.
But we have a number of classes we give. There's some 20 courses that we rotate through all year long. Different times of the year, there are different courses coming up. For the wintertime, there's a projects course where we do a whole bunch of stuff inside. Now, all of these things that we do can be done at home. So we're not doing stuff that they can't do on their own,
right.
Like photographing water drops or photographing a flower in a drop of water on a stem. All different kinds of things. We'll photograph smoke in water. These are all things we'll show people how to. There's a recipe that you go through, and we have it all set up so that they can do all of this. There's a wedding photography course that I typically give late January and February for the spring and summer as they're coming up, to teach people what they need to know about photographing a wedding, because I have done one or two over the years.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. 1 or 2,000.
And there's a very, very low cost. If anybody has purchased a piece of equipment, a camera, a lens, a flash, those courses become free automatically.
Wow.
Forever. There's
that's fantastic.
There's no pay up sometime later.
Jeez.
If they haven't and they've gotten it other places, it was a gift or whatever the case may be, there's a one-time $50 fee.
That's it.
And then it's free.
Jeez.
So they're in the system, and all they have to do is register, so I know how many people are coming, and we go. The only time there's a cost is if we have to pay models or what we have done, and I know you'll like this. All those years ago, we used to teach darkroom photography all the time. We'd go into the darkroom, we'd develop film. Well, we put a darkroom back into this building.
No kidding.
Darkroom saying color enlarger, the whole 9 yards.
Huh.
So now we're back teaching darkroom photography.
Oh, darn.
So there's an expense when you have to develop the film and print the pictures and all of that. So it's not extreme. It could be $15 or some nominal amount to cover the cost of the chemistry and the paper and all. During the summer, we offer a summer camp for middle school kids.
Oh, that's nice.
So for an entire week, we have middle school kids come to us, and we teach them all different types of photography. Each child ends up receiving and keeping a film camera.
Huh.
They get to use it. We teach them how to do the exposure. We send them out. They have projects that they have to do. And before they're done, they develop their own film and print their own picture.
Wow.
So it's just a lot of fun.
Oh, that is neat. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, typically that program runs the week right after 4th of July. Whatever that week is, the next week is the camp.
Okay.
Because following that, we start photographing all the high school seniors.
Oh, okay. So you do that like in August,
We do it
August?
Late July and all of August because we need to get all the seniors done before school starts, or as many as possible. So there are some 900 seniors that come through.
What school?
Well, the two schools that we're shooting right now are Vinyl High School and CC Tech.
Oh, good.
Okay.
Super.
We do get a few children from Millville. Either they missed it or they would prefer to have a shoot. We're not advertising for those schools because we're not trying to step on anybody's toes, so to speak. But we do get from Millville, we get from Bridgeton, Cumberland Regional, Delsey Regional. They do all come to us. I have all the caps and gowns. By law, anybody can take your senior picture. The one caveat is they must follow the recipe of the photographer that was hired by the district.
Gotcha.
So for the two schools that I photograph, I have supplied them with exactly how we do it. When I'm photographing for Millville, I follow the rules that Millville has, or Cumberland Regional, or what. Now, in Cumberland Regional's case, when they miss their pictures, they send them to us.
Oh, okay, that's good.
The yearbook person knows us, and instead of going, in their case, to Bala Cynwyd to have the picture taken, it's a lot easier to come to Vineland. So,
well, I sure wish they would stay local. Bala Cynwyd's quite a ways to go.
Yeah, well, I would like them to stay local too, but at the same time, there is only so much that I can handle. So,
but you got Michael. He can take care of the others.
Yeah, that's right. I am very much a proponent of planned growth. Don't accept everything that comes your way, because more often than not, you can't handle it. And if you really mess it up, you're never getting it back.
Yeah.
So it's as tough as it is to get a school.
Yeah.
It's too easy to really mess it up and never be able to get it back. So I tread lightly, but I make sure that when that particular school that we're servicing wants something, we're able to provide it. And I don't miss often.
Well, you have the biggest high school in Cumberland County with Vineland, and Cumberland Tech is pretty large as well. So you got two fairly large high schools there for sure.
Yeah, it's a fair amount of work, and I don't think most people understand what's involved in doing it. The high school, the senior pictures all have to be edited and retouched before we send them to the yearbook.
Wow.
The other pictures, and when we do senior pictures in particular, we just don't do the formal tuxedo and drape and the cap and gown, but we also do a whole stack of casuals.
Oh, wow.
And because they come to me in my studio, I've got all the props.
Oh, I see.
We have a doorway they can use, which has two different sizes. We have a railing they can use. There's a whole bunch of stuff. They can bring their own props. They can put on their uniform if they want to, if they play football, baseball, soccer, whatever the case may be.
Wow, that's
But
nice.
we do all this. Whereas the other photographers, for the most part, if you want that stuff, you're paying for it. Now, we can do more than that as well, but our standard gives them about a half an hour of studio time to do their picture.
Gotcha.
Mom is invited, or dad, or whoever's coming with them is invited to come back and watch. And typically we'll shoot 2 and/or 3 students simultaneous. There's enough space.
Oh, that's good.
To do. Otherwise, we wouldn't be able to get through them all.
Right. Yeah. Yep. When I was in politics, you used to shoot my picture too.
That's right.
We used to get the nice studio and everything set up.
Well, it's funny because I ran into John Capizzola, and he mentioned to me that the picture that's on the billboard we shot.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't recognize it in that it was our image, but it was nice of him to tell us.
Yeah, it was. He's a very nice young man.
Yes, he is.
He's a teacher, does a good job.
Yeah, well, I know him from running into him at one of the schools that we photograph.
Yes, that's right. He's the phys ed teacher.
He's the phys ed teacher at Rossi, so I see him all the time. I'm at Rossi, every couple of weeks at least.
Oh, that's nice.
Again, trying to do everything that they ask. Rossi is one of the schools who uses our services more than most. So they call, they give me a list, and I make sure that I'm there. Wallace is another one that uses us a lot. So and it's nice to get out and photograph the kids and the teachers, and so you become part of their fabric.
Yeah, well, and it's nice. You like people. It's a great way to interact with people and provide a great service for them as well, which makes it very nice.
Yeah, we shoot the pictures, and typically I upload them to them the next day.
Wow.
There is no charge for any of that. It's just a service that we do to help promote the growth of the school and the services and, keeping the kids happy. I think if the kids are happy and enjoy going to school. I remember when I was in school and a photographer used to come. Now, granted, I used to know the photographers from my father being in the business, but I loved getting my picture taken.
Yeah.
As a kid.
Yeah, that's true.
And seeing it, and now it's up on all the television monitors.
Yeah.
They're playing it in the school, or if they have student newspapers or whatever they do these days, all of those pictures are available for them.
Huh. Yeah, that is nice.
Right. And now we're photographing some of the lakeside, even though we're not in their school yet in terms of the official photographers. We're doing the middle school sports for lakeside. So they provide me with a list.
I see.
And, when I can, I get out there and I shoot some of them as well. And the same thing, send it right to them, and they can do whatever they want with the images.
Wow, that's great. That really is. Well, Bart, I thank you for coming in today, and I wish you the best with the holiday, Santa and all the things and all the great things you've done. And we'll be showing the commercial a lot. In fact, Bart is going to be sponsoring election night, so we'll have the commercial on often there. And this program, of course, will be shown often as well between now and Christmas time.
Well, I appreciate you having me. It's always a pleasure coming and sitting and talking
with you.
Thank you,
buddy. Appreciate it. God bless you. Take care. Have a good night. Bart Feldman of T&F Camera Shop has been my guest here on Around South Jersey, and don't leave us. We got more Around South Jersey coming your way. And George Kachia, thank you for producing this show, and we'll see you in a little while. Take care. Bye-bye.
This has been a QBC television production in association with our partners and sponsors. QBC broadcasts on Comcast Cable Channel 22 and live streams its programming on Facebook and YouTube. All rights reserved by Quinn Media and QBC, programming that serves the South Jersey market.